Today, I'm breaking down my fully rigged out Sony FX3 kit, something I've spent years dialing in, but it's finally at that perfect balance of minimal, modular, and intentional. Especially if you're like me, a solo DP, run and gun filmmaker, or someone who's trying to pack the most punch into the smallest, most reliable footprint possible. The first thing to know is that I need this entire rig to fit into my 1510 Pelican case. This case goes with me everywhere, both locally on my shoots, but also when I travel as a carry-on. So anything that lives in my camera rig needs to fit into this case. So I need a compact, reliable, and minimal kit so I can keep my travel gear as minimal and intentional as possible. My main camera is the Sony FX3. I genuinely think this is the perfect cinema camera for anyone who's interested in solo filmmaking. It has a compact design, cinematic features, and full frame performance that's perfect for all conditions. It's small and lightweight, and the dual base ISO of 800 and 12,800 basically means that I can walk into any situation with any sort of lighting and know that I'm covered. It's the perfect camera for shooting interviews, doing documentary work, handheld, live music, anything that comes at me, I know the FX3 is going to be able to handle it. This is arguably the best cinematic camera for solo filmmakers, and after using it on every single job over the last few years, I can confidently say that this is one of the best investments I've ever made into my career. Now let's talk about my lenses. First, the Sony 24-70 f2.8 Mark I. This lens is almost always on my camera and does all the heavy lifting for me for probably 75% of the work I do. It's wide enough for establishing shots and follow shots, but it's tight enough for interviews or more documentary moments. As a solo filmmaker who's often by myself or with a very small crew, having an adaptable and flexible lens is a necessity for me. So most of the time, this lens is on my camera. My other two lenses in the kit are the Sony 70-200 f2.8 and the Laowa 10mm. I do a lot of documentary and live music work, so the 70-200 reach for compression and detailed shots is a must for me. It also doubles as my main lens when I throw it on my B camera, which is the Sony a7C, which is what I'm filming with right now. The other lens is a recent addition that I've just picked up in the last few months, and I'm absolutely loving it. The Laowa 10mm is the perfect specialty lens for me. I can keep it in my rig and capture the entire room, creating incredible texture moments and wow clients with that high budget commercial wide lens look in a small, lightweight, and relatively cheap setup. It's also perfect for shooting postcards, which I love doing. What I love most about this lens is I can still use my Tiffin ND filter, which is rare for a lens that's this wide, allowing me to dial in my exposure settings when I'm shooting an S-Log. I love this lens so much, and I'm going to do a review on this lens in a future video. Together, these three lenses make up my entire kit and allow me to get flexible, cinematic, and beautiful images every time. Rigging is so important because every piece matters. Every piece serves a purpose and needs to be both reliable and secure. I'm running a mostly small rig cage setup, super lightweight, incredibly durable, fairly inexpensive, and gives me the exact amount of mounting points I actually need. Nothing extra, nothing hanging off just for show. I even cut off an extra hot shoe side of the cage because I never used it and wanted to save space and weight. To keep everything tight and modular, I used the small rig 12mm rods, battery plate, and quick release plate. The brain of this setup really is the top handle. I just recently purchased the Nitze NATO top handle because I wanted something thicker and heavier and more durable than the small rig handle that I was using, and I am blown away. This thing is absolutely bulletproof and allows me to carry my rig securely and has all the mounting points I need. It fastens super securely to the FX3 using the NATO rail, and I never have to worry about it coming loose or falling off. I have a small rig cold shoe adapter for my shotgun mic mount, and then I mount my monitor to the other side of the handle. The monitor mounts to a Noga Cinearm, which is expensive and heavy, but it's so solid. And for me, it's the perfect balance of flexibility and strength. Once it's locked on, it doesn't move and allows me all the flexibility I need for adjusting my monitor. The last piece of rigging I have is a wooden camera side handle that is attached with the small rig RE standard rosette. This is the piece on my rig that's not absolutely necessary, but this side handle allows me to get the smoothest handheld footage I've ever shot. I've used and love the FX6 side handle and really want to replicate that in my rig setup. I've used a couple other options with straps and other handles, but nothing really ever felt secure and strong to me. But I finally found a side handle that I'm really confident and secure in holding my rig. The Aria Rosette allows me to lock that baby in, and once it's tight, it does not move. Again, a lot of documentary work that I do is handheld, so I'm using the camera fully built out, holding it all the time. So I need to make sure that all of my mounting points are secure, durable, and don't come loose even after days of usage. For audio, my main shotgun mic is the Sennheiser MKE 600, which is attached to my side handle with an Array shock mount and a small rig shoe adapter. This audio setup gives me crisp, directional, reliable audio and is perfect for everything from interviews to dialogue to scratch audio. It also means that I don't have to use the Sony top handle, which I absolutely hate. I simply attach the Sennheiser mic to the FX3 body with a custom XLR to 1/8 cable from Alvin's Cable. The downside is this mic is so long, so whenever I shoot using my Laowa 10mm, I have to pull the mic all the way back, which honestly is super annoying, but that's a small price to pay for the incredibly dynamic audio that I'm able to get using this mic. And not to mention not having to use the top handle, which I absolutely hate. A good monitor is non-negotiable when you're shooting an S-Log, especially if you're filming alone or don't have a dedicated team or AC to help you monitor. The Hollyland Pyro 7 is easily one of the best investments I've ever made. The 7-inch screen gives me the real estate I need to compose the way I want to, and the false color is a godsend for getting exposure right every time. This is so important, especially for color grading, but what makes it even better is that I use my custom LUTs for all of my images. I shoot everything from live music to documentary to interviews and everything in between, and I use my custom Fohrm LUT on all of my images. If you're interested in picking this up, I've linked it in the bio. Please go check it out. What's also great about this monitor is the wireless monitor system. It's perfect for handing off to a client, assistant, or producer, and I'm hoping to get the Pyro 5 and use the 7 and the 5 simultaneously while I'm shooting. So Hollyland, if you're watching this, please hook me up. I use a super thin HDMI cable with one right side angle and the other side just normal, and power it all with a custom D-tap cable from Alvin's Cable. A lot of my cables I've custom ordered from Alvin's Cable, and they've been amazing to use. All of my cables are cut to the exact length that I need them, keeping my rig clean and minimal. This was really important to me, and I finally come up with the cables that work best for me. I keep things simple for my batteries. Everything is powered with a V-mount. If I'm traveling, I use the small rig 99-watt batteries. And if I'm local here in Spokane, I'm using the 212-watt battery. These batteries are both amazing. I can use a single D-tap and USB-C power to power both my monitor and my camera, and keeps the rig clean and efficient. Most of the time, I'm shooting at the FX3 dual base ISO of either 800 or 12,800, so ND filters are a must for me. I use Tiffin variable NDs to control my light and exposure because they're durable, reliable, and do exactly what I need them to do. So that's my fully built out FX3 rig. Minimal, intentional, modular, and built for filmmakers who often have to wear every hat on set. It's lightweight enough for solo run and gun projects, but also powerful enough to step up for client work, documentaries, music content, and branded shoots. So what about you? What's your rig build out? Anything that I missed? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more filmmaking content, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.